Sous entre tes dents. Bah ouais. Sous entre tes dents. La musique elle sort d'où? Triple viande, frites et cheddar, juste ça, ça lave ton kebab, tacos, elle.
C'est Before Bank, ma banque en ligne.
C'est ça.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Fortnite World Cup Finals duo competition begins right now.
This is going to be intense. I mean, there's nothing more honestly nerve-wracking than the initial launch. Off the bus, man, you're flying. Someone's going to die. Someone's going to be eliminated. Who's going to be the first one? You don't want to be the first one knocked out. I mean, literally, I knocked him like, the first game in the Pro-Am, and that was just amazing. You can't live that down. I don't want to be the first person knocking this.
No, for sure. As now we immediately hop on board with my pick.
J'ai demandé ton téléphone pour voir un truc.
To dominate today, Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage, and they're heading right towards Happy Hamlet, a place they've called home so many times, and this is contested.
So contested.
You're flying on into here, Ninja. The early game's so key, and already Benji Fishy trying to put shots down range with that revolver, but area is contested. You see they're kind of split from each other right now. What are their comms like in this exact moment?
I mean, I think right now they're just going to be trying to hear exactly where these guys are, footsteps, any type of information they can pass off to one another is going to be very important. They've been practicing this landing. I'm pretty sure I watched these guys play literally every week. They're from a U, so they were 4 NA qualifiers. And yeah, this is exactly where they normally land. Savage and Benji, they don't always land on top of one another. And you're honestly at a disadvantage if you do land in the same house. You're just going to be getting less shields of one another, right? Less chances of getting shotguns and things like that. And I'm just interested to see how they're going to play this out. Are they going to be aggressive?
Merci pour les pseudos, merci pour les pouces bleus, putain, merci beaucoup les gars.
Well, we just saw
Au
the
cœur à vous.
first zone has been revealed, and it is a northern side zone, so anyone in Happy Hamlet not safe. Polar Peak, Frosty Flights, Paradise Palms, Lucky Landing, all not safe. So we continue to keep an eye on this fight. 98 players remaining right now in this game. Now we mentioned the increased material
Merci pour
farming
les
right
deux
now,
pouces
so you're
bleus.
hitting a couple
Merci
trees,
beaucoup.
you're getting 20, 30 materials like it's nothing. Let's shift our focus though towards the middle of the map here at Dusty Divot, and it looks like Landjock and Punisher.
Ok, je vois pas vos coms, je crois les gars. Attendez les gars, je vais réactiver les coms juste après les gars. Là, je peux pas voir.
They're wasting a lot of material right now. You can already see it. You've got only 100 maps left. That's 10 builds. These early game fights are always so detrimental. You have to be very, very, very particular with how many maps you're going to use if you're trying to ramp rush somebody, because if you make it there and they shoot you out and you have no mats, I mean, you're left with literally nothing to protect yourself with.
And look at the advantage that you now have. Tetra hasn't found any shields, but
On est 8
because
sur le stream,
eliminations
ok,
come on
merci.
through, he gets both. That's 50 shield per limb, putting him at max HP, and now he can completely change how he takes this fight. It's not like the normal games where you're still stuck at 100 health and you might second guess what you want to do. You might play a little bit more passively. No, because of those early limbs, they now have Dusty Divot to themselves. They pushed out the
Merci à
Asian
tous ceux
duo,
qui mettent des
pushing
pouces
towards
bleus,
that
vous
top
êtes
Dusty
incroyables.
Divot side of XXM and Bend, and now they're sitting pretty. Divot all to themselves. They've got metal galore here, as well as wood. The one material that really be lacking is going to be stone.
Yeah, definitely going to be lacking stone. They can get a 500 metal, which is going to be their most valuable asset here, landing in Dusty. What I'm just interested to see is, they have no rotation items when you're looking over there, so hopefully they find something that's going to help them rotate later. There are no balls that spawn in Dusty, so no ballers. It's going to be very difficult to make the late
On n'est
game.
plus pour Snap, malheureusement.
Here's Another fight going on towards Fatal Fields, and with how little materials there are, you got to think these players down low who are already just on light HP are in a tough spot, and there it is. Scarlet and his duo, Bell, get the quick elimination onto Brush. That's going to push back Brush's duo into Fatal Fields and try to hide for a brief moment of the rough start right there. So much stone in Fatal Fields. I feel like Fatal Fields is a
Dommage, on
underrated
est que
landing
5.
spot.
Les gars, n'hésitez pas à
Get
mettre un
everything at Fatal
maximum de
Fields. You
pouces
definitely
bleus,
get
c'est
wood
super
and brick
gentil.
very quickly, and then there's definitely some metal that you can gather around. But there's a bunch of cars and things like that. Some tractors there in the sticks. But listen, man, I'm really curious as why they're not pushing Fizz.
Pick up
Oh non, les
Rush's
gars, on est
card,
plus
so
que 2.
this is key.
Think you should go for
Reboot
it?
Vans, remember, when you get brought back, you only have 100 HP and a common pistol. That will bring a lot of attention over. If you are Scarlet and Bell, are you sprint back over that fight? I think so. Now across the map, though, an engagement going out between KBB, Yuang, and their duo up against Vinny and Zexro, and there's the knock right there, Ninja.
Drum shotgun's very powerful. It's definitely underrated. You can get inside somebody's 1x1 right there. I mean, there's another knock with the drum shotgun, just absolutely wreaking havoc. Ewing trying to take this wall. I think his teammate is not going to be able to stay alive, so it's going to be Zex and Yu. He's got the shield advantage. All he has to do is play this patient. I'm going to be pretty sure that these guys don't have that many materials, so just needs to spray it out and hopefully find a chance to take it down, but he's healing up.
Yeah, Zexro has minis as well as big shields, so we'll be able to get back to full shield. And Yuang now in a tough spot. Do I try to go?
Zex definitely can interrupt this now. He took too long to start home with the reds, but it looks like he's just going to be going for the reloads, taking his time, and he might be dipping out, maybe trying to. He's definitely staying aggressive, but he's going to get the revive off, and now it's a 2-on-1 again.
Zexro staying confident though, knowing right now still at over 150 HP. The teammate has to be at 30 health. The wall comes through, trying to spray it, and it's not gonna happen. And you see Zexro right there, hands right to his head. Some solid damage done, but Yuang dropped down to 59 HP.
Merci pour le 3e pouce bleu. Merci beaucoup à celui qui a mis le 3e pouce bleu. Merci beaucoup les frères pour les petits bleus.
Right there, Ninja, with the drum shotgun.
Very important is checking out the storm right now. A lot of these players, there's a lot. You guys can't see the screen, but there are plenty of people who are outside. They're going to have to start their rotations in. And this is actually where a lot of very talented players with their aim can clean up a lot of kills. This is actually my teammate and I's reverse. Our strategy was try to get in those spots where you can beam people who are going to be flying throughout the sky using a lot of the slipstreams and just taking advantage of, your incredible accuracy.
A little update too on Sizz Lucky. He did get the reboot in Fatals. They're both
Merci
back in
beaucoup à tous
play.
ceux qui mettent
Look
des
at how
pouces bleus.
slow this lobby is going, folks. 92 players left, and a definite fan favorite here. Nate Hill and Funk of FaZe Clan currently set on up near Lazy Lagoon. And Ninja, this is your landing spot that you went to with your duo reverse. What are maybe some little tips and tricks for players at home who like to land here?
All right, so there's if you go on the boat, on the ship, every single one of the masts is like worth 200 wood. So you definitely want to go for those. You can easily get max wood in arena in probably less than 10 seconds. And also there are some metal anchors in town that you can get for about 300 metal. Which is, can't like.
Yo Jaden, comment tu vas Jaden?
I mean, I'm just 91 players. I mean, have we talked about Storm Surge? I mean,
We haven't yet. I was going to let that be a bridge when we cross it, but
Bienvenue
because
Jaden.
91 people left. I mean, how soon is it going to be?
we're going to have Storm Surge in every game.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
it's going to be like, this is going to be nuts. You guys don't know what Storm Surge is. Basically, the team that has done the least amount of damage.
Merci pour les 5 pouces bleus. Merci
Until they
beaucoup.
get above the damage threshold.
Yes, and it tells the players on their screen what the damage threshold is. If you're used to playing at home, you probably have never experienced Storm Surge in a normal game, but it is very common in competitive because everyone wants to last until late game, earn those extra points, and wind up getting those placement points and come on through. Watching Letwick and Flexi right now, it's so scrappy, Ninja. It's not your normal game where you get to loot up and freely grab everything you want. Here, I mean, look at the inventory. A common heavy assault rifle, 2 heavy bullets.
I mean, people are not going to be able to loot. They're not going to be able to loot normally. I mean,
Yeah.
you have every single spot is definitely going to be contested or have talented players who are surrounding you. You got to be constantly worried about getting sniped from the side. All it takes is 2 seconds to be caught off guard, and you can get dinged twice with an infantry rifle, and boom, there goes 100 160 health, man, just like that.
89 players left now in the lobby as Twiz and Cover H,
Oh
the
là
duo,
là,
do get
l'estime.
cut down. 45 duos remaining. The second zone has just been revealed, and again, Storm Surge will begin after that. I absolutely think it's going to happen. That will be for 70 plus players. So keep that in mind as this goes on. Players who haven't really done any damage will know that they're going to be at a point where their hand is kind of got to be forced. They're going to have to put on a little bit of aggression. You're going to see the game pick up just a little bit here.
Yo,
There's Snappy and
Stazix.
Red Rush.
Comment tu vas,
Already in the next
Stazix?
zone, they're more than happy to just farm up this metal structure and claim it as their own.
They're actually very centralized as well.
Yep.
I mean, a really great strategy that you're going to see a lot of people are going to be using throughout this weekend in solos and in duos is to just try to get in the dead center of
Allez,
the
5 sur
second
les streams,
zone
les gars.
and honestly just
Bienvenue
kind
à
of pray
tous.
that the circle is going to continue to rotate in your favor. I mean, I'm still looking at a lot of these guys' inventories. One guy just gets knocked in front of him, like he's going to try to save his teammate. It's not going to happen. There's not a lot of rotation items. I haven't seen a lot of shockwave grenades. I haven't seen a lot of shadow bombs. I don't see any launch pads in anyone's inventory.
Yeah.
It's going to be such a like the rotations
Tu
late
veux
game
des
are going
cibles?
to be
Ouais,
nuts.
je veux
People are
super.
going to get
Ouais, je veux bien,
lasered out of the sky.
Stazix. Yo, ça
Ledwin
va et toi,
now all by
Spark?
himself in a 1 versus 2, and his
Spark,
teammate
comment
did
tu
go
vas,
down.
Spark?
You see Harpy and
Ouais, je veux
Bolts
bien des subs.
still
Je
quite
me dis
healthy
pas
between the two of them.
comment on
All
en est sur YouTube, je sais
140
même pas.
HP for both of them. Harpy
Je sais
still
même pas
playing the
comment
slow
avoir
ground,
des
trying to
subs.
spray out the opponent, and look at the material count. 4 Volks,
J'ai pas être mon dos.
135
Vas-y.
total builds.
Je te mets
It
après le
does
live
look
parce que
like
là, je peux pas
Letwick
mettre de
just
mon
kind
dos
of ran
pendant
away,
un live
but I
comme ça.
don't believe Letwick was able to grab his teammate's reboot card, so we'll basically be by
Je
himself
m'ai
the
pas
rest of this
noté
game.
sur mon deuxième
No,
compte.
it's going to be
Merci.
almost impossible to perform alone when your teammate is knocked. And there's the storm surge warning. These guys are 106 above, and you guys can see that, which means that there's some of
Pas
you guys
grave.
106 damage less
Je
than them. That is a really low threshold that they are going to need to hit some people, deal some damage. And that's actually the beauty of storm surge, right? You don't necessarily only want people kind of just lingering around in their one by ones, praying that the circle moves to them. You're gonna see some fights that are gonna be forced to break out because players need to get above that, or they're gonna die. They're not gonna be able to make it.
Now moving towards the Dusty Divot Diner.
C'est mon deuxième
You see
compte.
Clicks and Skeptic. Yeah, the very young duo from NA East, and you just said yourself, I didn't even know you could farm
Didn't
this.
even know you could get down there.
This is the beauty of it, right? These are the top players in the world showing off the little things that they know that really no one else can pick up on. Many teams already stacking here as there's so many materials to be farmed up. And for a lot of players, Ninja, once they get maxed, they don't just stop there. They keep farming to have an excess for more if they need to expend a lot of materials quickly.
Yes.
On the bottom right of your screen, you see a fight going down in Salty Springs. A lot of grenades being thrown right there. That's going to be Serpent and Hype.
Serpent Hype in a pretty decent spot. You see, like, you guys can look up the mini map that we're staring at.
Il
Every
a tapé.
single team is now in the safe zone. Everyone is safe in the next circle. It is moving in. And this is just gonna be double
Les
heavy.
gars, je vois vos messages,
These guys
je
do
vais
not know a heavy
peut-être
sniper will take out
genre
a metal wall. It'll take out
pas
pretty
la
much
seconde
anything.
près.
Does 1,500 damage
Yes.
structures. So if you have two teammates who have double
Merci
heavy
pour le
snipers,
5e
they
pouce
can see a team
bleu.
line up a shot of somebody
Merci
hiding in
beaucoup.
one by one and be able to take
Merci
them out.
beaucoup,
And
c'est
that changes the game
bien.
completely. Once you hear double heavy, you can
Merci,
no
merci
longer
infiniment.
sit still ever. Or if you know where they're at, you have to make sure you have at least 2 walls of cover on that side to protect you from the inevitable double snipe. And when we say double snipe, it's as far as 1, 2, 3, shoot. And they both fire at the same time and catch
No
you off
time to
guard.
react. There's absolutely zero time to react. And one thing you guys that we were talking about are the rotation items. We got 6 shadows for this guy, and they have a baller, so they're sitting pretty. I think these guys are in a great spot.
Absolutely. And you see the zone did just update towards the northern side of this current storm. Storm Surge is now in play, so players beginning to drop. 80 players in total in this game. They will
Bonjour
just
Camille,
rotate
comment
on
tu
out
vas
of here. Hype
Camille?
and Serpent
Hello,
don't want the fight. And
Hello.
that's Jay. Now quite weak. With Storm Surge beginning to tick in. Quentin and Lanouf now having to push a fight as Storm Surge is well. And you
Je mets
see
les
it
lives
just kind of
en pause vite fait, ok?
smites them down
Viens
from
un
the
peu. Les gars,
heavens,
je mets
and
les
there
lives en
they
pause.
go.
c'est
And again, with
bon,
not enough damage done, they do fall below that threshold.
Jeez, man, Storm Surge really does just force people into some pretty tricky situations. But again, man, it just goes to show a lot of aggressiveness is going to pay off for teams, man. You don't want to be put in that situation where you have to desperate and push. Maybe a duo that's better than you in combat. You know what I mean? And Airwax and Nikov
That's a replay.
Was that a replay? They just went down.
Airwax and Nikov are winners. Well, Airwax at least are back-to-back winner of the Pro-Am. Does go down. Airwax double qualified as
faut
well.
quitter les streams.
Tough first game for them as they do go out quite early on. 71 players left in this game. 38
Et je vais
duos.
bien être au camion.
Again, it's a slow crawl as everyone begins to drop. Have you ever seen anything like this in competitive?
No, I think that the only time that we saw numbers like this were when the circles they didn't really chunk that much and they were more centralized in the beginning of competitive. So really no one had to rotate that much and no one had to fight. So now that these circles are really just kind of moving around the map, you can't really predict them. I mean, you're getting these players who have, again, the great aim and they're just beaming people who are focusing on trying to rotate in the circle. Now look, so many people coming from the south right now. And it's just free kills if you guys are in a top position with solid aim, man. You're going to Texture right now, already getting beamed. He's spamming the spacebar, trying to make it as difficult as possible to hit. He sees a lot of, look at it, already trying to figure out right now, where's he going to land? Look at all these people who are already boxed up. They're already creating these tunnels. More shots coming down. And he's going to be able to make it. 8 grenades. So that's going to be, I mean, if you can get in a position where some players are already getting focused on the outside, 8 grenades, he might be able to clean up those kills too.
Yep, that's right there. They do box up in time. Did take some shield damage, but thankfully they have some minis to replenish that. Just a few brief moments as there's Eclipse now using them. He's got his teammate right next door as well. Medkit, so they're going to pop that too. Every little bit of HP matters. Saving the campfire for the late game, it appears.
Definitely got to save the campfire.
In the elimination feed right there. Here's a look at Mongrel earlier with his duo Mitro. They're set up currently in this zone. 68 players left.
Love watching this guy play, man. I'm serious. I mean, here's, you just check his inventory. Only got 2 guns right now, which is inventory rifle and a combat shotgun. So he has no spray guns. All right, spray guns are
Non, les
anything
putains
with
sur le
an
stream,
SMG,
c'est
tactical assault
chier.
rifle, SCAR, anything like that. You gotta have a gun that can shoot pretty quickly to kill players and hit players through their 1-bys. Very difficult. Look at that healing too, though. Yeah. 5 slurps, 2 slurps. 5 chug splashes.
They already have a slurp ticking. This is insane.
They're super close to the zone as well. They don't have to move too far.
Yep, and material-wise, look at that, 135 total builds. They're in a fantastic position to make some noise in game number 1. We'll definitely keep up to date with them. The slipstream slowly inching towards where it begins to shut down Ninja, but with so many slipstreams still available in this current zone, a lot of players are going to use that to rotate on in freely without
On
using
était
launch
sur le
pads
stream, les gars.
or the shadow bombs. There's your whole map right there. The eastern side of the zone. None of these players really going to be able to play. They're going to have to inch a little bit more towards Blue Lake if they want to be safe.
Some of the best, I mean, look, these are the best players in the world, and look how close they are to one another, man. I'm so excited when they actually have to force into these fights. The Storm's going to start pushing them. I'm sorry, man. I just can't, man. You guys notice also, Stinks, man, these players are so talented. It's going to be so hard to spray through their walls and actually deal damage to them. So you need things like grenades, like Stinks, right? Little fart bombs is what I like to call them, to force people out of their 1-by-1s and try to shoot them as they're rotating away and trying to build new 1-by-1s to dodge the Stinks.
You see the Stinks right now going down on Mongrel. And Mongrel gets immediately ripped in 2 as it seemed like the lobby began to focus him right there. His duo still alive.
With good rotation, luckily.
Definitely has a bunch to be able to play with. The next Storm Surge has begun to kick on in. Mitro, 12 damage below, will have to begin to put shots down range. The zone pushing as well. So in this position, with the zone at their back, Mitro's goal, spray of players who have to push from the zone. They have one way they can go. They can't afford to take storm damage. They've got to push right at him, and Mitro knows that. Now begins the fire. Dubs just below as well. One of the
On est
players who
trop sur le
qualified
lève, les gars.
multiple
Regarde,
times
matos.
through solos and then once in duos.
They also have some great rotation. 2 ballers still intact. And here's the thing that you just mentioned, all these players who are going to be rotating in, being forced to rotate in, everyone knows that.
Very little ammo, though. Look, these are the last 9 assault rifle shots in Dubs' inventory. It is getting scrappy, folks. And there's the split. Still only 80, meaning combined between the 2. They really only have about 150 shots to work with. The zone's still pushing. 61 players left. Reminder, folks, this is game number 1 of 6 today in the duos competition. Dubs does go down as a player got that back wall. He wasn't quite ready for it. Mega frantically backing on up, trying to create some space. Will he be able to
He's gonna
go
build
for
a
this
pop that
slide in?
start. He's got
He has a storm surge on.
trying to be aggressive. Oh, he's still below, right? He's gonna need to be aggressive. He won't even have time to revive his teammate. His teammate got finished actually, so he's got all the shields in the world. He can get back up to full health. Storm Surge is still ripping him apart. That slurp is barely keeping him alive.
Hitting him for 25 damage every time it winds up ticking. There it is again, dropping on in. Mega's hand is forced. Some big damage right there, still below. As players are continuing to drop all around, but Mega doing a solid job of keeping himself alive right now through the Storm Surge. Fantastic composure again, one of the young players on this stage looking to try to secure the title of Fortnite World Champion. No more dubs.
Les gars, je vois plus les commentaires pour le moment, les gars. Je reverrai après les commentaires.
Finally above, and guess what? The most important thing to realize, guys, look at that rotation. Yes, he's alone. Yes, his teammate's down. But he has an incredible kit to not only make it to late game, but maybe even clutch this win out. He dropped the shotgun. Okay, there you go. Got the combat shotgun, one of the greatest shotguns to have late game. Does incredible damage, long range and close range. And all the guys, circle just rotated now into the storm. Massive amounts of distance needs to be covered.
This storm surge is insane. It's still going on.
Finally taken out, 52 players left. And this is where things are about to get serious, guys.
Thomas drops some ammo right there for his teammate, Inclusia. And you see Thomas, that epic infantry rifle, one of your favorite weapons, Ninja. What is so good about that assault rifle?
It 100% rewards pinpoint accurate players, right? There's no bloom necessary. Your marker, your aim is right on their head, boom, you're gonna get that headshot. You're gonna get 80 points of damage. And there's now the upgraded versions, the legendary and the epic, have 10 shots instead of 8. So I mean, it just packs a punch, man. It can really catch players off guard, and that's exactly what you're going to need when you're playing against these top players who will literally build and protect themselves when they get shot.
Folks, there are 45 players left in this very, very small zone. We are now on our 6th storm. You see it's about to begin to move, and players will frantically have to go across the map. Zayt and Saf right now discussing exactly what they should drop, pulling up their map, looking exactly where they have to go. 44 left in this one.
We already got people using shockwave grenades, guys. This is a very far rotation for the second movement circle. So this is actually going to move very quickly. These people are going to potentially get stuck on their launch pads because there's so much frequent building. It's going to be nuts. And who's going to try to take the high ground? Because after this first circle goes, this is where people start to only try to use the high ground.
And we know high ground is everything in competitive Fortnite late game. Everyone frantically moving away from the common enemy of everyone, which is that storm circle. Macwood taking zone damage. Daedra as well. King slowly bouncing on through with the shadow bomb. And does land.
Storm?
Yes, but taking no storm damage, just playing right on the edge of it. Yeah, right on the edge of the zone right now. Will just stay boxed up for a brief moment. As now there's 36 players remaining, stomping the elimination feed. Arkram now goes down as well. You can see the elimination feed on the top left to keep track of your favorite players. There's so much is going on. This is what tunneling is. When you hear players mention tunneling, this is it right here. You move with the zone, you tunnel your way in, give yourself cover, but not a lot of materials left. Only 22 builds, and this zone is stacked. But look who's on the high ground. It's Mr. Savage and Benji Fishing.
That would be your 2 picks, so good for you. All right, I have to owe you a bet there, man. What's that? All right. Mongo, unfortunately, we still don't know if Nitro's still alive. I mean, listen, people are dying left and right, being eliminated. More Savage just used another shockwave grenade. He already had high ground, though. The question is, are people going to try to take it? You know that if you really want the chance to win this, you're going to have to try to take the high ground off him or have a rocket launcher to just take him out of it.
He's just so weakened. Mr. Savage just looks up and beams the player out of the air. It's all Benji, Fishy, and Mr. Savage in the elimination feed right now. 24 players left in this one. But 20 duos. There's almost no duos remaining, Ninja.
Right, it's all solos, and this is kind of what's going to happen, man.
Mr. Savage goes down.
It's up to Benji, and listen, Benji's been in this position before. We know he can handle it. Nitro's still in the game as well. I just saw him. He looks incredibly healthy, but now taking some storm damage. Benji's just going to try. Look at the materials. Not a lot left. They're only using the shadows. I think he has 1 build left.
Yep.
That's it. That's all he has.
He's got 10 total builds.
10 total builds.
He's just trying to outlast as many players as possible. Remember these placement points. We've made it into our top 10 duos. Now into our top 8. Zayt and Saf now. Zayt and Saf now on the high ground.
This game.
One of the few, the only duo left. This has a Zayt and Saf win written all over it. Mitro, Mongrels duo was all by himself very early on. Still alive in this one. 40-yard Storm now getting beamed. Can the North American duo of Zate and Saf close this out? Raining down fire from up top. You see the frantic builds coming in. Benji Fishy goes down. Mega, Mitro, and Scarlet on the low ground. Shots still coming on in. Zate and Saf just sitting pretty.
Mitro just got a double, I think.
Mitro
5 limbs.
tries to get it done. Not enough. Zate and Saf, 2 versus 1. Will they take game number 1? Yes, they will. Battle Bus has launched. Game number 2 of the Fortnite World Cup Duo Finals is underway.
Again, I'm just going to keep saying it, the most nerve-wracking part of any competition, but definitely Fortnite for me, is the second you jump out of that bus.
Yep.
Right? Once you hit the ground, once these players hit the ground, they're going to definitely have hopefully less nerves, going to get back into the flow, back into the farming mentality. And man, I'm looking at these llamas on my screen. I'm just hoping that they find them. There's nothing greater than finding the new upgraded llamas with 350 mats.
Dude, they're insane. And they're everywhere. And look, wait, can we look at the map? Look at the north side. We got 3 llamas in a very small area. And many players have gotten better at spotting llamas from very, very far away.
I mean, the one thing I was telling my teammate Malachi, I was like, listen, man, sometimes you just actually have to tell yourself, hey, we should probably look for llamas as we're flying in because, usually you're looking for players who's going to be landing next to you. But if you actually keep an eye out for that adorable pink, purple, and blue llama.
And there's one.
I mean, look, you're just going to get rewarded with shield, rotation. There's shadow bombs, campfires, minis. I mean, these are incredibly valuable.
And remember, materials get capped at 500 each time. So when you get 350, it's done its job for you. You can spend much less time looting and, farming, and much more time looting. And look at Zate perfectly using the Shadow Bomb Ninja. For players at home who are wondering how he just used it for way more than the 6 seconds it actually lets you use it for, explain a little bit of staying on the side of the mountain.
Yeah, all you have to do is just continue that jump animation. That's going to trigger the double jump. And as long as you don't touch any solid ground, you're going to be able to continue to double bounce back and forth. It's an incredible use of the Shadow Bomb. You're probably going to see a lot of players do something like that in the late game off of other people's builds, and which is way more difficult to do that off the mountain, by the way.
For sure, as we now take a look.
That storm is
landing
far,
side of the map, and the storm is very far. Great point to bring up there. We can see on our side, the zone right now basically gets cut off at Dusty Divot and Neo Tilted, and the rest of the north side of the map are in play. So everyone near the middle and south side will have to move, and you see the elimination feed very early on. Elevate does get cut down, so a tough start for the duo from 100 Thieves right there, as you've got to wonder if Arkham's still alive. Either way, though, Daedra and M11Z
they have players
down in Loot Lake, Lucky Landing, and they do have a duo nearby.
Looks like they're trying to obviously back away, look to farm up. Lucky Landing is not really a 4-person landing. When more than two people land here, one of them is going to be leaving a little bit handicapped. Wang in a fight right now, popping that last big shield, so all of his damage that he will take from now on will be permanent unless he gets an elimination and gets.
And look at how good these stink grenades are right now. Scram and Mexi have lost so much HP off the start of this one just from getting ticks. The spray does come up through a third party, though, beginning to shoot down on a Yuang. So another player putting their attention towards this fight.
On a line of sight
at Snobby, but KBB does go down. It's now Yuang all by himself, and no materials left, Ninja.
You can't even take a wall.
They're really, this is an abysmal position to be in. Yuang knows that, trying to fall back to his teammate to maybe sneak a revive, but I just don't see the storm. Yep.
So this is not, they can't afford it.
This game as well, and it looks like Landjock will suffer the same fate here.
Upgraded combat shotgun, he's going to take that. Punisher trying to make some plays here. Still, now it is a 2-on-1 situation. Just need to play the numbers advantage. And again, Storm is about to start moving, so they're going to have to make some plays sooner rather than later.
No ammunition. Very few builds. No shield. This spells disaster, and Punisher goes down, and there's the frustration in the player camera right there. Slacks and Keys, 2 quick eliminations, but you mentioned...
With the trap kill, he couldn't get the knock! Unbelievable, incredible place. Bad Sniper goes down, and now he's continuing to branch out. When you guys are in fights like this, you always want to do exactly what he's doing right now, which is branch out, continue to build these little 1x1s with pyramids, try to confuse your opponents of where you actually are healing up.
Skeptic just 8 builds left. They're trying to stay alive right now. They do have the number advantage. Clips has time to pop one mini, and it looks like they're going to go for it right now. They made the conscious decision to try to build out, but no. They back up for a moment.
Finally gets a shotgun.
Yep. Shotgun picked up. Grenades now as well. They want to go for the second elimination, and we take the oh my god, we got some track talk in real life. Did he just take the L in real life? Homie, this is land. This dude's gonna come home. No, I'm just kidding.
40,
but the stakes come on in.
Stinks coming in, 22 health left, Campfire down, he has.
Oh, and look who's here!
Third party, hello!
Look who's here! NA puts up the take the L, and EU says, no, no, no! This is the World Cup, baby! I'm gonna show which continent is best. Mitro and Mongrel, full HP, and they storm roll through.
Duel in for Mitro,
Blitz
still
right
plays
there.
down low. Wow, incredible. Let's look at that kid. Gold scar, gold combat, heavy shotgun, or sorry, heavy sniper rifle for taking opponents' walls. Look at they're just stealing and bum rushing, and that's gonna be it.
And there's no shot right there. Skeptic. You saw, hey, putting on a show. I love it. The man does YouTube for a reason. But then also a fantastic player. I think speaks a little bit too soon. Aiden now on your screen. Does knock one. Hasn't finished the elimination yet, so still will gain 50 HP if he can get the full. There it is. Now a 2 versus 1. Aiden and Sean. Look at how weak Sean is, though, Ninja.
Sean has absolutely no health. A little bit of shield. Hopefully we're going to drop some minis here. AP in the good team videos. I'm sure he's calling it out right now. But it is also a 2-on-1, and they don't know, we don't know how weak this guy is right now, but if he has to trying to trade, and there's a double shotgun shot for over 21 white. Players no shield left. They're going to try to put the pressure on. Sean has health, and look how aggressive they're being. They're both one hit. They can actually grab.
They're going for it. They're saying, no, you would have thrown the trap down by now. And there it is. And look at the take from Aiden. The jump out to the side. And they'll be rewarded with shields, with materials. And look, Aiden, actually, there was 2 big shields.
Yeah.
Aiden's got the full health.
That's incredible, man.
See the stats so far this game. Aiden has done 434 damage, has taken 312, and he's near backup to max health. I know Aiden is a crowd favorite here. Every time the camera goes on, there's a big cheer from this sold-out arena.
For those of you guys who do not know, the storm circle is about to update right now. We just saw our second one forcing everyone out of the north and east side of the map. And also, guess what? Every single llama was found.
Yep.
All 5 llamas have been found. So we have some probably high material players right now.
A lot of rotation.
Oh my god, I can't even freaking out, man.
You're getting into it.
Looks
right
like a
now.
lot of people.
I love it.
Yeah, we're looking around. They're all gone. There's only one airdrop that's left, which means a lot of players. It's very difficult, man. Going for airdrops is super risky, but it looks like everyone in the World Cup here is taking their chances.
And what's kind of funny with this zone, as you see it on the bottom right side of your map, the slipstreams are there to basically help everyone get from the southeast, east, and south side of the map easily into this zone. So if you kind of sit outside and wait for players to move in from the slipstream, you might be able to deal a lot of damage. And remember, you might think, oh, well, there's no way you're going to get that elimination. I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying free damage for Storm Surge. Right. When that comes into play, because it is going to happen very, very soon here. We're about a minute away.
It literally looks like we've been watching that action. But there's 84 teams, 84 players left still.
Yep. I guess that's a testament to our observers backstage. Great stuff to them. Lucky does take a bit of storm damage right there. Chug splashes in the inventory. And Ninja,
like a dolphin.
Chug splashes have came into this game and they've completely taken competitive by storm. Are they the best healing item currently in this meta?
I think that, there's a lot of items that get added where, not everyone is all unanimous about it, right? Some people do not like it. But let me tell you something about these splashes. I don't think I've ever seen more positive, reactions from an item being added than when chug splashes were added. I mean, nothing but positivity on Twitter. It was absolutely incredible. I woke up to delightful posts. Delightful, just some delightful posts.
Yeah.
Those of you guys who don't know what they are, each one splash, they come in packs of 2, you can stack up to 6, they can be 20 health, 4 shield, whatever you're missing.
And they're instant. You throw them down the ground, and they can be used to heal you and your teammates around you, as well as if you really want to be a troll, your enemies that you're not. Here are Mongrel and Mitro in the zone, and you talked about this inventory. I'm going to come out and say it right now. There is no way someone in this lobby has a better inventory than what Mongrel has right now. And when you come into this, they were already in your top 3. So they're in a position right now, Ninja, where they have a pop-off performance right here. With only 6 games being played after the first 2, they could be your leaders.
Absolutely. I mean, they were only 2 points away from first. Yep. They didn't even win the game. And Mongrel went down early before placing points rewarded. So, darn it. In another fight with Quentin and his squad, Sean trying to take some walls here. And he's out of light ammo.
Yeah, materials.
And
That's
he's
a
out
big
of
thing.
materials. So he can't even spray right now. The only thing you do is spray an AR, and that's not really effective against top players who are actually trying to take walls.
Well, the player trying to drop a trap down low to bait Aiden, but Aiden does not fall for it. This seasoned veteran trying to cover his back. Players beginning to spray on through. Stink bombs dropping, and there's one a limb. Another shot comes in.
Gets his shield. That's why he went for the thirst.
Yep.
And grabbed the mats. 365 mats now. He is on more than that. He's got.
They gotta get out of the stinks. They gotta get out of the stinks.
So weak to
Look at how weak they are.
And don't they can get both Sean and Aiden. I think that's exactly what they should. They split up. Now he's trying to take them one by one. He's getting pushed by more than one person.
Quick reaction from Aiden, but this looks like it could spell disaster for the duo. Damage 639. He does go down, though the quick edit comes
Making
through.
plays. Now it's up to Sean. Can he clutch it? Only 2 HP. Got some minis. Picked up some ammunition now for his minigun. But it looks like Spades is just way more healthy. And obviously there's 3 other players who are around him as well. So what's he going to do? Looks like he's going for high ground. Smart play, but he's out of mats.
Oh, no, he does.
It's got wood. He's good.
We both freaked out.
Put himself in a nice pyramid. For those of you guys who don't know what a brick or a metal pyramid,
Big thing to know. Look at his zone. He has to push. That's it. He has to push. He has 52 health, but the zone is right at his back. He's got to go. Don't even worry about storm surge. They're 446
above as well. As a shot,
this is
going to be taken down. I mean, that's just the worst position to be in any competitive game is being weak, low materials, low health, and being forced to push in.
Every time you watch Aiden and whoever he's playing with, they are always the most aggressive, it appears.
Yes.
If you remember the famous moment, I think for me, arguably one of the most famous moments in Fortnite competitive history was the Nick Merckx and Aiden duo where they made it into the big bonus about a year ago.
Oh my God.
And a crowd popped off. Well, they're always scrappy getting into eliminations. Here, the stat popped up for a second. Aiden and Sean had done 680 damage in the game. The average in the lobby was 80. They were 600 above in this lobby already. Unfortunately, though, when you fight that much, there's a higher chance of you going down. Speaking of potential fights, here's Sizzlucky and Brush, who we saw earlier on in the last game at Fatal Fields struggle to stay alive. Now in another tough spot as they're both low on shields and low on health.
Decent rotation items, 2 shadows and a launch pad. Again, I always want to keep stressing that because if you guys have some launch pads, one shadow can get you into another zone. Right? It's going to hopefully get you those placement points that you need or even in a position to get some eliminations. But yeah, as you said with Aiden, we mentioned this earlier, are people going to change how they're going to play, right? Are they going to do anything different here in the World Cup? And guess what? I'm pretty sure we can say that Aiden's squad is not doing anything different. They're being incredibly aggressive. They're putting the damage down. And unfortunately, there were just too many players who took advantage that they were weak.
That was the top 5 leading into this game. You see it updated again right there on your screen of where the leaderboard is at the moment. Mitro and Mongrel staying alive,
in a great spot,
holding this pyramid edit. And for people at home who might not know, he's not exposed right there, right, Ninja? He's peeking through his build.
Correct. As you guys are peeking through a pyramid, you hit edit on it. You cannot be seen, right? And you can also see through it. It's a very amazing feature. Fortnite Battle Royale.
What a Battle Royale, the ultimate Battle Royale experience.
Ultimate Battle Royale experience, man. Blue T is in the storm, taking damage, a lot of damage, and he's still going to be rotating. Road taking damage as well. Thomas gonna have to make some plays. And there goes Road. He actually just got knocked. 66 players remain. And this storm is kind of moving a little bit away from Pleasant Park. But it's once you have a high ground mountain in play, I mean, I'm wondering if it's going to go north.
There's 3 high ground mountains in play.
And really mixes it up late game.
A drone ship that people can wind up going on top of. And those are brilliant to use.
Oh, absolutely. If you guys can get up on top of those, guess what? You have ultimate high ground on the map without having to place any mats.
Yep.
It's incredible. You can't get sniped from above, and you can deal as much damage as you want. Also, it's incredibly difficult to shoot players that are up there. But it's important to know that after the 5th circle closes in, those air vents will stop working. So if you don't have any rotation to get down, glide or redeploy, anything like that, yikes. That's a massive yikes. You have to pray that someone puts a launch pad down underneath it somehow.
Yep.
And go for it.
Yeah,
let's risk it all.
Most of these teams won't mess that up. Now, we talked about our Game 1 winners, the team that took home the Victory Royale, which is, again, 10 placement points, the max you can get for placement in these games. It was Zayt and Saf, and they're currently set on up in this zone for the moment.
Did they just get the zone as well? Are they the yellow team mini-map? I mean, they're close enough for sure. I can see. I think, no, actually, no, they got to rotate a little bit, but look, they got 4 shockwave grenades.
Yep. And they'll be all right. They'll be able to make it happen.
Man, here we go. They have to rotate the farthest. Look at how many staff players are on this side of the lobby right now, and they're all going to have to move very soon.
Yeah, Arkram and Falconer have a tough rotation ahead. Slacks and D's. Watch them fight a little bit earlier on. Gets
Like
Landjock
waiting
and
to pop
Punisher.
those heels till his teammate comes in.
Yep. No, he missed one. No, his teammate's full. Teammate's full. Don't worry.
It doesn't matter. Geez.
Teammate's full.
I was playing with Myth the other day, and he was using a lot of chug splashes without me, so I'm really sensitive on it. I'm still really sensitive.
We'll let you and Myth handle that one. As again, it seems like some tension there, but we continue to move on in this fight. This is game 2 of 6, folks. The match has been going on throughout the day. 62 players left in this one, 35 duos. And you see Arkram and Falconer. It looks like they did a duo shockwave to try to fly across the map together. Good teamwork. As the frantic rotation begins to move on in.
Bienvenue de nouveau sur le live. Comment vous allez? N'hésitez pas à mettre un peu plus.
Yeah, I got a question for you, man.
Yes.
Once these circles start closing and they're so small, what do you think is the play? To rotate it right away once it's revealed if you're far out, or to wait and be the last team?
For me, it completely comes down to what you have left. What you have
Les gars, je vois pas vos commentaires.
in your inventory, where you are at the leaderboards as well. If I'm in a position where I know I need to make some ground up on the leaderboards, I want to rotate early and try to begin to spray back on the opponents to get some free eliminations.
Yes.
If you get the zone on you, you begin to just build on up and get that height so you can spray on down as well. In this one, though, again, all comes down to rotation. If you have nothing to rotate with and you're far away, I think you play late and hope someone else drops a launch pad near you and use that community pad to your advantage.
Yeah, we're looking over here doing 3 eliminations, sitting here with some very good materials, and it's definitely a very delicious loadout. Anyone with a heavy sniper and a blue SMG in a combat.
And remember, he started the game at Snobby Shores with that clutch when KBB did go down, so they're still in this one because
He
of
still
the
has
clutch
that beautiful blue combat where he clutches it, man.
Yes, he does, and all the materials you could ever ask for, nearly 100 builds in this one.
See, they're marking right now. I think they have a double heavy sniper combo.
They're either marking double heavy or they're saying, focus this, the zone's closing there.
We're gonna find out soon enough. It literally looks like he's marking exactly. He's trying to look and see. Yep,
They do have a double heavy sniper.
And
Ninja call that the man knows. They see one. And
you guys saw the pivot. It's exactly what Jack talked about earlier. You need 2 walls, 2 layers protecting you from one of those walls so that double sniper will not take you down.
But they've got the tools, the key to open all doors, as I put it. And this zone, Ninja,
It just moved over a mountain.
it just moved onto the side.
The safe zone is right now.
Bienvenue de nouveau sur le live. Comment
Guys,
vous allez?
this is absolutely
N'hésitez
insane.
pas à mettre des pouces
51
bleus.
players still remain, by the way, in a circle this small. They're just trying to get as many limbs possible as people are rotating in.
Mitro on the bottom right of your screen with that
Je vois pas vos commentaires, les gars. Je les verrai après, les gars. Pour le moment, les gars, je peux pas les voir. Je vous dirai quand je pourrai les voir. Donc, pas de panique, les gars. Si vous commentez, peut-être que je vais répondre.
Mitro gets choked as well.
Still have a launch pad, but again, when you're in a situation like this, Flowground, they're getting sprayed with nothing but grenade launcher shots and frag grenades, and they're both going to be eliminated. And Mongrel also, sorry, Airwax just went down as well.
And you see Cease in the elimination feed. Does look like, remember early on, Elevate did go down there.
So delayed.
Did they go for it? Zane Sap, do they do it?
Do you go for the launch pad there and so many materials?
This is game-changing look right now. They've got the builds to go for it if they want.
They're gonna do it.
They're gonna make the play.
A gold combat shotgun too, man.
Zane and Sap uncontested. That's one of those risk versus reward plays that can help set them up for 2 victory royales in a row.
Mongrel and Mitro's loot too, man.
Oh, that was
making a
and we know that was juicy loot.
They're making a statement saying, listen, we're from NA, we're here to play. Taking out you don't even know they took them out, but they're definitely taking their loot.
Yeah, for sure, as they are still above the
So great rotation items too. They both each have a launch pad, both have 2 shotgun grenades, and they're gonna go. He didn't get it though. They try to get both at the same time. Gonna be flying, and this is it. Another massive rotation gonna be taken to the center of Pleasant Park. They're 167 damage above the threshold, so they're looking pretty good right now. The question is, are they going to keep mid ground, go for low ground, high ground? What's the play?
They didn't get the launch pad. He might have to use his own. Yes, he does again, and that actually works out. He hits his head on something, which takes him down from having to, fly all the way up to the guy and get beat. They're going to challenge high ground right now. Zayt and Sap looking to do what many would think was impossible, which is win back-to-back games in the stack lobby. Just saw Falconer in the feed as well. Arkram with an elimination too. 19 duos left as we're moving towards the placement points, Ninja, and these duos know exactly that. 3 points if you make it to the top 15, which could be the difference between first and dead last.
What are they gonna do? Are they gonna prioritize rotation in and not taking damage, or are they gonna try to play it a little risky and go for the limbs? If you're gonna be going for limbs, definitely open up to a lot of spray, shotgun shots, AR shots, someone suddenly taking the high ground on you. So It all depends on how their play styles can unfold, man.
Many more duos remaining in this game, unlike the last one. Safe with another elimination right there on a KBB. You got Snappy and Red Rush on the high ground, and Sab
Over the play, the
he
high ground
goes
play.
to the high ground. Take, will he get it?
He's gonna get it, he has it.
Zane's got high ground. Zane has high ground as they go to try to push for 2 victory royales in a row. Saf is there as well, but Snappy just appeared right behind Saf and shotgunned him down right there.
Zane right now is gonna have to concede to the high ground, giving it to Snappy. And he's just gonna have to stay alive as long as possible, try to get some placement points. He is obviously a talented player, top player. He can definitely make something happen, and I'm interested to see what he's gonna do.
Cease has been by himself since the first moment of this game when Ella down at 98 players remaining, and he's somehow still alive. There goes Mega. You've got Darox and Item on the low ground. Lorwyn getting chopped down as well. Zate with about 100 HP. Uh-oh. Here comes Vinny and Zexro. They're trying to challenge for the high ground.
Keys right now being held in the zone with 5 limbs. He's gonna be eliminated from the back. Zate taken down as well. Snappy still with the high ground. Zex and Vinny and TSM crew looking good, and they're gonna take it. They just took high ground. Snappy gave it to him.
And they just got the high ground. Great use of the shockwave as well. Vinny as well as Zexro on hype for the moment. 5 eliminations so far. They're putting their names in the hat for potential victory royale in this game.
Go down, right? They want those limbs.
Forward now with eliminations back to back. 4 players left in this one. Zexro and Vinny sprang from the high ground. It's a 2 versus 1. The player right on the edge of the zone. The shockwave into the air. And he's going to drop on down to hype for the moment. The spray coming on in. It's not enough. Zexro and Vinny.
TSM takes game 2.
Les gars, on va arrêter le stream comme ça. Les gars, je pense que je vais faire un stream, mais sur un autre truc.